It goes beyond an $8,000 bird now. This is an update to my last post. Today I tried my hardest to pretend like everything was okay. I kissed her and babied her and made her lunch. Yesterday when I was cleaning she'd pop in and ask if I was talking to anyone because I was sometimes on my phone while cleaning. But it was because I was reading Reddit. It made me think about how odd that was. But she chalked it up to hormones after I said, "No babe, you're literally the mother of my child." Again, she likes when I baby her and reassure her like that. So let's go backwards a bit. When I first dated her I knew she did photo shoots and burlesque. I went to a couple of her shoots and admittedly I didn't feel right about it, bear with me on this please. So I expressed concerns and asked why she or they weren't being paid for the professional shoots. She explained that they did it to expand their portfolio. I also explained that it felt like I was just there to be her assistant and felt like I was the weird quiet guy. She would get agitated with me and tell me for the next shoot to be social more. The next shoot she did I kept that in mind. The person who did the makeup came and talked to me about my time in the military because of my beanie. Her uncle was a Marine so she wanted to be one. After a while my girlfriend came over with tears in her eyes asking why I was flirting and stormed off. I felt bad about that and went to console her. I explained that I wasn't flirting and that she's all I want. The reason I bring this up is because she's constantly on my case about these things and has made me delete a friend that I've talked to about depression and mental issues. She would react my posts and she did not like that. But I deleted her regardless. Like the bird though, if I explained my feelings on anything I'm eventually told to, shut the fuck up, or I'm being too sensitive. The photographer was in my opinion not being professional and it felt off. Either way, I had to deal with it. Fast forward to today and I found out a guy was messaging her good morning messages and saying, "I love you," or "I'm thinking about you." A message popped up while she was in the bathroom. So I opened it. I know it's fucked up. But I felt like I needed to find a way to convince myself to just leave. After I confronted her, I found out it was a photographer of hers. She made every excuse in the book about why it's okay. I took this as my chance to leave. I started packing my things I had at her place all while she was screaming at me. Calling me my favorite, sensitive bitch, or whatever else she could pull out of her bag. She started throwing my things at me and told me to hurry the fuck up. While doing this her dog and my dog ran out of the house afraid. My aunt lives across from her so I knew he'd go to her yard. Her dog however ran up the street. The reason the door was even open was because she was throwing my things out. She blamed me and right when I turned around to pack my laptop she hits me on the back of my head. I know this seems so one-sided. However, when she does these things I feel it's because of a mental issue she has not or will not address. In my last post I asked her to do counseling, therapy for the baby. She absolutely refused and said that she's perfectly fine. I also refused to say anything back when she yells at me. Because she's already said that it would be my fault if she miscarriages. That's why I didn't leave when I should have when the bird was brought up. I've been making sure she eats, is comfortable and all the chores are done. I've let her mentally abuse me for too long and when she physically hit me it was like she set me free. I'm not perfect, I shouldn't have brought up the bird, that guy's messages or anything for that matter. I even tried to understand why she needed to smoke pot while pregnant. I should have just left. But after finding out at the age of 27 that my dad wasn't my biological dad I felt so betrayed. The last thing I wanted was for my baby to feel the same. At this point I just need advice on why I even dealt with that. Is there something wrong with me? And if she keeps the baby, how should I go about this? I have Crohn's disease and things get hard. But I know that the baby will not be okay with her. Edit. Whenever I say she treats me like shit or that she's mean or selfish. She screams at me and mocks me. I've never called her outside of her name or said anything that would be mean just to be mean. The first time I ever called her mean she flipped out. Every time I'd say, "Hey, you're kinda being mean," she'd mock me and say, "What the fuck ever you sensitive bitch," and as far as me gaining custody. I believe I can. Aside from the zoo she also has dead rats in her freezer and other animals. When she first got morning sickness I had assumed it was because of the cat she had soaking in her backyard for the bones. She collects animal bones for her art. Too long did not read. My girlfriend sucker punched me and knocked some sense into me. Can you, get custody of this baby? I don't think this person is safe to raise a kid. But also, this sounds fucking awful, and you seem to be making the right decision. Ask for a paternity test as well. What makes you think this kid is yours? 1. Report her to the police for assault and press charges. Take pictures of your injuries too. Get a paternity test. 3. Lawyer up if you're the father. NTA. Dude, she's abusive. It's time to take your dog and go. You should have called the cops at her abuse toward you to have a paper trail to use for custody hearings. You can co-parent without putting up abuse. Once the baby is born, ask the staff to perform a drug test. If the baby pops positive for weed, you can sue her for custody as that's illegal to do and they do take kids away from parents for that. Good luck. File a police report for assault. Get an attorney. Document her pot use and putrid cat bones. It might help you get primary custody. I was in an abusive relationship with sociopath and your situation sounds eerily familiar to that. Just get out. She'll either murder you over nothing, cheat on you, or lie her way to your imprisonment. If you stay it will get worse. She's abusive towards you, as well as at least emotionally cheating. It's never okay for your partner to curse at you, put you down or throw things at you. Also, if she miscarries it wouldn't be your fault. I hope you called the police. 1. Call the police and file a police report. 2. Break up with her. 3. Tell her you'll be the best co-parent you can be but you guys are over. 4. Talk to an attorney regarding custody, child support etc. Well, you really need a paternity test. This woman is a nightmare. And before signing a birth certificate or assuming any responsibility, get a DNA test. They have prenatal tests. See an attorney. This is super abusive. This is basically what my abusive ex-husband did to me. Right down to the text messaging. This is an abusive relationship. Please try to get custody of your child and don't go back. All of this is abuse. Please report to the relevant animal welfare organization too. Of course your child is your priority but the animals deserve to be treated well too. Good luck. Does the pet store know about the conditions she has in her house? I mean, they may be a terrible one that doesn't care, but they also might not want to send a macaw to a home like that. Before gaining custody of the child, speak with a lawyer and ask for a paternity test just to be safe. For God's sake, what the hell is wrong with this woman? She needs a lot more than therapy to be able to be around this baby. I honestly say you should at least call the police and file a report for the laptop thing. Do you have a report of her abusing you twice since the laptop did hit you on the head? This will help your case when and if she has the baby and hopefully you'll get full custody while she can be Carol Baskin 2.0. Good for you for booking it out of there op. Definitely get a lawyer ahead time and be ready for a hell of fight since she seems like a real handful. Edit, if she miscarried it won't be your fault. It'll be sad, but not your fault whatsoever. If you're really going to go for custody you probably should have called the cops to report this incident. You should get off of Reddit and be super busy getting away from this liar and nut and figuring out how to get full custody of your child. At this point she sounds so awful that if you wait to do this, people are going to be second-guessing you instead of her. Why stay with someone like this? Why not take appropriate action? You can't just think of yourself anymore, dude. You have someone else's entire life and future to consider. Do the right thing. It's sad that you think you shouldn't have bought these things up but you are well in your rights to. You should feel safe brining up problems in a relationship. Don't blame yourself. Stay strong and hope things get better you. Holy crap. I'm worried about you and the baby. I think this needs to be a CPS case. Marijuana only has consequences to the mother in certain states at this point. I would document every single thing. Take pictures. Then make your case for custody. This head case is in no state to raise a baby or to keep any animals. Jesus Christ, what the fuck? Say this 3 times fast. DNA test. Rats in freezer. Soaking a dead cat in the backyard to make stuff from the bones. Hits and mentally abused you. Get custody. She likes to take her clothes off for men she flirts with for free because she craves attention. Honestly, are you even sure she is pregnant? Damn devil dog. You are in deep. Run the heck away. Are you sure the infertility thing isn't just another lie she made up so she can manipulate you? Get away from this girl. And don't forget to call your local animal rescue services and report the neglect of the animals in her house. Please read the book, Stop Walking on Eggshells, by Paul T. Mason. Best of luck. I don't think that baby is your. If it is, I'm very sorry that you'll have to deal with her for the rest of your life. As I said in my last post, you need to prepare to raise this child on your own. Do you have a job that can provide income for yourself and a baby? If not, you need to work on that. Do you have family or friends who can help babysit? I recommend seeking counseling for yourself. Have the counselor help you to determine which people in your life are safe to help babysit. Please do not rely on your own judgment for this. You also need to stay away from your girlfriend. Someone who hits is not a safe person to be around. You have realized that your girlfriend is mean and unstable, and now you are making choices to get out of there and to protect your baby. Good job. Treat yourself kindly, get out of there, and see if you can get custody. Dude. Police report. Custody lawyer. When the baby comes, get a paternity test. She's a walking nightmare person, so I don't think cheating is a far-out possibility. Report her for assault before you claims you assaulted her. Also tell the police and CPS she is smoking pot while pregnant, endangering the unborn child. Get in touch with a lawyer in regards to the baby because once they drug test her, she's going to lose custody of that baby. They may even lock her up until after the baby is born to protect the baby, depending on what country you live in. From those texts, you might also want to get a DNA test for the baby just to be safe. Also, leave. This is not healthy. This wouldn't be healthy for a baby either. What the actual fuck? There's nothing sane in this entire story except the idea of trying to escape from her with your poor child. I found myself reaching for a care reaction as if this was Facebook lol. I'm so sorry that you're in this situation. You seem like a very caring person, and I understand why you've stayed this long, hoping that something will change. I hope that this can be a catalyst for you to focus on your own health and happiness and get out of this craziness. Best of luck to you and the baby. She's abusing you. Get out of that situation ASAP. Do not sign a birth certificate until a paternity test is done to ensure this is 100% your child. If she's messing around on you, it's likely she may be cheating and likely this may not be your child. Document everything, so that if this is actually your child, you can get custody. You had every right to bring up everything that you did: a loud, expensive macaw, an affair, and all the other expensive, irresponsible, nutso endeavors in the face of a new baby, and her abusive behaviors deserve to be addressed. Don't doubt yourself. I'm sorry, Op. Protect yourself and be smart about all of this. I am so sorry and best of luck to you. Leave her, make a document trail, and go out and be the great dad that you are. After establishing BG paternity, that is. I skimmed through this but your chick sounds crazy. I suggest you leave her expeditiously. Well, congrats on having a post where my reaction was continually summed up in just one word. No. No, 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 no. Now, it's, go. Go, 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 goo. She is 110% mentally unstable and you are and will be a great father without being with her. Honestly, if she miscarries, that will probably be the best possible thing for you. Any way you can get out of dealing with her and this child, you need to take it. Lawyer up and insist on a paternity test for the baby. I would call CPS, either way, to make it clear how gross and unsafe her household is, how mentally unstable she is, and the fact that she has been physically abusive to at least get her on the radar because the whole animal. This is a huge red flag billowing out to sea. I'm sorry you're going through this, but at least you're getting out now, and if the baby is yours, you have the opportunity to get full custody. To recap, she is abusive, she lies, she is hiding dead animals' bones around, she get constantly stoned while pregnant, fishy encounters to expand her portfolio. Are you sure the baby is yours? Also, hiding dead animals is usually a symptom of SMTG bigger. Better you left, but test for sexuous diseases also. I'm going to sum it up in few words. You are in an abusive relationship. Clearly she goes to the beat of her own drum. If you do not follow her, she considers you a threat. I recommend seeking professional advice when dealing with this specific situation. You seem like you have a ton on your plate. Don't put your name on the birth certificate and get a DNA test. Go see a lawyer ASAP. For the love of God, document everything. Pictures of the cat, file a police report for the assault, diary the emotional abuse, any screenshots of it, everything. Also get a paternity test for that baby. I'm so sorry you're going through this. You've been abused, and you didn't deserve it, and I'm proud of you for getting out. It was the right thing to do. It may be worth looking at therapy to deal with all this. Emotional abuse can take a heavier toll than you realize, and it sounds like you've absolutely been through the ringer. Hugs. I hope things get easier for you. How far along is she? Smoking anything or drinking early in the pregnancy can be really bad for the child. I hope this works out for you. This is a really toxic situation, and I hope you find someone to treat you right. Well, get a paternity test, please. Get a paternity test first before you think about taking custody of a child that might be someone else's. You don't know how long she's been cheating on you with her photographer. As soon as she gives birth, if the child lives, call CPS to do a house check on her. You should also get therapy for yourself, since you're letting yourself stay in a toxic relationship with a woman like that, who's controlling, manipulative, and straight up violent. You should have pressed charges on her for hitting you. Paternity test before baby is born is called for. It might be the photographer's kid. Ask for a DNA test before signing anything. You let her smoke pot while pregnant. Are you insane? For your sake, I hope you contact Child Protective Services and let them know everything that has happened. When he child is born, get a DNA test and be ready to step up if you're the father. Or run far, far away if not.